Welcome to the channel. My name is Mark, and for this video, we're gonna continue our reaction for Geography Now India. So, this is gonna be the part two. And the first part, we reacted to the information about like how India is when it comes to like political geography niya, and then we also had a glimpse of the places that you can visit in India as well as the food and things like that. You also have like the conflicts between other countries when it comes to land and things like that. A little bit of history as well. So we're now gonna go and see the next part of this reaction. Let's go ahead and start watching. Demographics.
In India, we celebrate the commonality of major differences. We are a land of belonging rather than blood. First of all, India has a population of about 1.3 billion people and is the second most populous country in the world after China with about 18% of the world's population. About 72% of the country is Indo-Aryan and Dravidian, and the majority of the Dravidian, Mongoloid, Asian, and other people groups. They also use the Indian
Mongols.
currency. They use the Type C, D, and M plug outlets, and they drive on the left side of the road. By the way, technically, it's illegal for these banknotes to leave the country, but you guys have a lot of them for fan mail for Fan Friday videos, so I don't want to go to jail again. Now keep in mind, those statistics that I just mentioned.
Wait, I have a question though about that. Like, so you cannot bring a banknote or a bill from India out, or like bring it outside India. So are there like any exceptions to that? Like, let's say a souvenir of something or something like that. So yeah, let me know if there are like any exceptions of that.
Are incredibly generalized. Of the Indo-Aryan and Dravidian communities, there are about 2,000 different ethno-linguistic people groups in India with about 645 district indigenous tribes.
A lot.
So obviously we can't cover them all, but what we do know
because it's a lot.
Is very different from the south. For one, the north mostly speaks in languages that are all related to the Indo-Aryan branch with language like Hindi, Bengali, Punjabi, and Gujarati, whereas the
Hindi, Bengali, Punjabi I know because I've reacted to like the Sawal Kundi Ote. Sawal Kundi Ote. I forgot Kandi Ote, Sawal Kundi Ote. I think that's a performance in Coke Studio, Pakistan. And one of the language that was used is Punjabi. And I think since this is the north, which is near to Pakistan, in the Punjab region, so maybe that's what that's what their language. I know of Hindi and Punjabi. Bengali, I think I've heard before, but not that much. Gujarati is new to me.
South speaks a completely unintelligible Dravidian branch.
Tamil, Telugu, I know. Malayalam and Kannada, I don't know.
Otherwise, there's also pockets of Sino-Tibetan and Austroasiatic languages spoken in the far north and east.
Wait, so how do they all, like, communicate with each other?
Great question. Although India does not have an official language, there are 22 recognized national languages, and of these, 2 are the most prevalent, taught in schools.
22 national languages.
Hindi and English. And very often, these two are like mixed mid-sentence. It's weird. Don't be surprised if you hear someone speaking Hindi and then suddenly finishing off in English.
Taglish.
And I was like trying to, like, why are you even trying to do that?
I know, right?
Isn't that also like common in other? I think this is common with regards to countries who considers English as like a second language or like a main language to use in conversations. Especially of those countries with like diverse like language or like because linguistics. I don't know what's the right term, but I think it's common. Like countries are, doing like the Taglish, English, during when like conversing, changing from one language to another. Like in one sentence, they're putting 2 languages together.
Sag it with a chainsaw. Now, of course, let's discuss the one thing that goes hand in hand with India, Hinduism. About 80% of India claims to be Hindu, or at least part of the Hindu
community.
Now, we don't have time to explain everything about the tenets and multi-layered philosophies and practices of Hinduism. If you want to know, just talk to a Hindu person. But basically, one thing you do need to know is that Hindu-driven ideologies pretty much dominate most of life in India, everything from family to business. You will see colorful, mesmerizing shrines, temples, statues, and rituals being performed everywhere, even in public. On the Bharat Mata, the mother of India, statues are everywhere. She's like the symbol capital of India? The largest Hindu pilgrimage, the Kumbh Mela, happens every 3 years, rotating between 4 cities, in which the adherents bathe in the Ganges River and enjoy a massive festival
This
with
I know.
tens of millions of people. Like, seriously, you can practically see it happening from space. Now, a
Ooh.
controversial topic in relation to Hinduism would be the caste system, which is basically
Castes.
a belief that people are born into a socioeconomic life that they are destined to serve
Mhm.
into. Today, however, the system is more fluid and loose from what it used to be from a long time ago, and thanks to economic reforms, anybody with enough drive can kind of move up the social ladder regardless of birth. Nonetheless, India is home to every major religion in the world, even a few Jews, including the Benai.
Something about economic status. This is like something that I've heard um when I was like a kid or when I was young, that the your name, yeah, like Indians, how or your name actually determines your economic status, like how long your name is. I don't know what's, if it's like saying that you are like let's say in middle class and higher class, parang ganon. Pag when your name is shorter, that means you're in like a higher class. I don't know if I'm remembering it right. Let me know if that's true. Like that the name is actually also a thing determines your economic status, or represents your economic status in a way.
Menashe, an indigenous group that claimed to be one of the lost tribes of Islam.
Binay
In fact,
Menashe.
Judaism and Christianity actually had a head start in India way before it even kicked off in Europe. As
Ooh.
tradition holds, Cochin or Malabar Jews migrated around 1000 BC to trade during the times of King Solomon, and in 53 AD
Okay, just seeing this picture, they also have like I think Palm Sunday.
actually had a head start in India way before it even kicked off in Europe. As tradition holds, Cochin or Malabar Jews migrated around 1000 BC.
So it could also be that Indians, because they were.
Thomas, the apostle of Jesus, arrived in what is now the state of Kerala to establish the first church in India.
Okay, so I just had an idea, because India traded with the Philippines, right? If I'm remembering history correctly. So it could also be that Indians with influence of Christianity may have also, bring Christianity to the Philippines some way, other than like Europeans, I think. I'm just theorizing, guys.
Today, most Christians are found in the southwest and far east Seven Sisters regions. India also holds the highest population of Sikhs, Jains, and Zoroastrians, mostly found in the north, and the second largest Muslim population in the world after Indonesia. Most Muslims are populated around the northwest areas
by Pakistan, or in the east by Bangladesh.
And don't forget the Buddhists. In fact, Buddhism actually started in India. Today, the Dalai Lama even takes refuge in Tezpur in the state of Assam. Oh, that was a lot of information.
True.
So by now, you can probably get a grasp of how incredibly mixed and diversified
True.
India's population is. But
Because
what
they
is
are a
the
big
most
country, like
well,
you
for
can
one,
expect a
understand
lot
Indian
from
history,
them
which will take way too long to
when
explain,
it comes to
but in the
like
quickest way I can put it, Indus
history, like
Valley,
differences.
Maurya, Gupta empires, southern empires, golden age, middle kingdoms, a ton of new religions come flocking in. The north fell to
Yeah,
the
they have a lot of
Sultanate, south
religions, I
became the
think.
Vijayanagara Empire, the Mughal Empire starts, British East India Company, direct British rule, national.
Speaking of like the religion, if you have watched the movie, this is the movie by Amar Khan. I forgot the name. The movie by Amar Khan where he was like an alien who came to Earth, and he was introduced to a lot of religions in India. There was actually, I think, an issue about or there has been a little bit of like critic about that movie, but I've watched it, and I'm just sharing that it showed like a lot of kind of like religions that are present in India.
Nationalist movements, independence, republic, economic liberalization in 1991, and here we are today. Vijaya. Essentially, India used to be made up of around 500 smaller royal princely states, and when the British came in, they kind of exploited them to manage such a huge population. Although India is a democratic federal republic and the largest democracy in the world, the old royal families still exist today, and although they have no political power, they hold high positions of influence in communities
Oh,
across India. So today,
so they
you could meet
have a
someone that
royal
would be considered an
family.
Indian prince or princess.
I've heard
Nonetheless, the
that.
biggest thing
I've
that
heard
really
about that.
united Indians in the past 2 centuries would probably be their hatred of British rule. It was kind of like,
Well, this is not cool.
yep.
What do you say you and I work together and end this thing?
Essentially, one good thing you could say that came out of imperialism was that it kind of stopped all the internal squabbling and unified the groups towards one common goal: to get rid of imperialism. Today, Indians are just proud to
Unity.
be Indian. I
Again.
mean, a Tamil soccer player can
I
get
think
cheered
most
on by a
countries
Rajasthani,
that has
a
been,
Punjabi
you know,
pop star can sell out tickets in Orissa.
um,
Speaking of which, all Indians love
who
movies
were
and
fighting
music.
for like
India has the second
independence,
largest film
the
industry in terms of
people
volume,
came
pumping out
together
2,000 films
to
per
get
year.
that
Surprisingly,
independence.
Nigeria pumps out more. However, the box office revenues gross out at only about $2 billion annually compared to Hollywood at over $10 billion. But still, it's impressive. And keep in mind, it's not just Bollywood, but it's also Tollywood, Gollywood,
Ooh,
Hollywood,
I
Pollywood,
didn't
and
know
so
about
on.
that.
There's like 20 different woods in India. Oh, and like every movie in India has at least one scene where everybody breaks out in song, and there's almost always a happy ending. Unfortunately, mainstream media has also put an aesthetic strain on many of the people, as it's almost become an obsession to be
Same as the
bright or
Philippines.
fair
There
skinned,
is that.
causing people to go so far as to buy skin bleaching products. Some other controversies include things like illiteracy being an issue in many parts of the country, especially in the rural areas.
True.
But I mean, come on, when your country has literally hundreds of different writing systems, go figure. I mean, give them a break. Also, many of you guys, the Indian geographers, have asked me to
Ooh.
bring awareness
So
to the
every
fact that
language
India
has a
does
like different,
unfortunately have some of the
you know,
highest rates of human
writing.
trafficking and child slavery. The government is trying to crack down, and culture is slowly being reformed, but for now, it's a sad reality that still does exist. Hey,
That
here
is
at
true.
GM, we talk about the good and the bad. I'm just saying. Otherwise, sports do definitely tie everyone together as well, especially cricket, the national sport. Even though they also used to do really well in field hockey, India also has a lot of their own indigenous.
Okay, I'm just gonna go back and share something about the films, like the Bollywood and things like that. With YouTube, actually, like India also, I think T series is from India. Correct me if I'm wrong. T-series is from India, and it's like I don't know if they're the top one most subscribed YouTube channel right now, or I don't know if there is still another one because they've actually beat PewDiePie. PewDiePie was the number one like most subscribed YouTube channel before, and then when T-Series came in and they started, T-Series is kind of like a production company, an entertainment channel where they upload like Bollywood or Indian like shows, series, and things like that, music, I think as well. So it's kind of like a television channel in YouTube, something like that. So when they started uploading videos on their channel, so they rose to like fame, let's say to the top one of the most subscribed channel. Like they beat PewDiePie, and PewDiePie actually created like a song about it or something like that. There was like I don't want to say that that was like an issue, but there was a talk about that kind of like concept about uh, like a personal like a single personal like YouTuber, and then a company like backed up like YouTube channel, something like that. So there was that kind of talk and debate, I think, about that. Just sharing.
Sports like Dopkel in Assam, bull racing in Kerala,
Bull racing.
rod pushing in Mizoram, and Malakamba, the strange pole yoga gymnastics thing in the south.
Ooh.
Otherwise, some notable people from India or of Indian descent might include people like Siddhartha Gautama or the Buddha, Mahavir,
The
Ashoka
Buddha.
Great, Prithviraj Chauhan, Aurangzeb, Shivaji of the Maratha Empire, Mohandas or Mahatma Gandhi,
Mahatma Gandhi.
Indira Gandhi, Subhash Chandra Bose, Jawaharlal Nehru,
Nehru.
Rabindranath Tagore, C.V. Raman, Satyendra Nath Bose, Bhagat Singh, Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam, Shah Rukh Khan,
Shah Rukh Khan.
Amir Khan,
Amir
Salman
Khan, as I
Priyanka Chopra,
shared,
Ben
Priyanka.
Kingsley, Sundar Pichai, Satya Narayana Nadella, A.R. Rahman, Sachin Tendulkar, and Mahendra Singh Dhoni. There's also literally millions of other famous people I missed out on. If you want to
Yeah,
mention them,
there's a
please
lot,
go to the
like-
comment section below. Use it. In the meantime, we gotta finish this info marathon, shall we? Now, no
Friendzone.
surprise, India is huge and therefore has a huge international outreach when it comes to diplomacy to almost everyone except their immediate neighbors. First of all, countries with
Yeah,
large
because there's that
population percentages of
land.
Hindus and Indians like Fiji, Guyana, Suriname, Trinidad and Tobago, Mauritius, and Malaysia typically stay close to India's roster of go-to
Question of who
friends. They
owns
enjoy
this
closer
land.
relations with trade. Now, the UK may have left on a sour note, but they still have a lot of ties to their former colonizer in terms of business and tourism. India is still part of the Commonwealth, not Commonwealth realm. There's a difference, and the UK
Ooh.
has over 1.5 million citizens of Indian descent. As mentioned in the China episode, China is kind of like India's "I'm only here to do business with you and nothing else" friend. This drama still hasn't subsided in regards to the territory conflicts. Now, when it
Yeah,
comes to the US,
territories.
kind of sour back in in the 70s during the Indo-Pak War of 1971, when the US sided with Pakistan, their arch nemesis. Today, relations have cooled off. Mostly, the US supports India's move towards democracy and is a key ally in the military conflicts in the Middle East. When it comes to their best friends, however, most of the Indians I talked to have said Russia and Bhutan. Russia because during the Indo-Pak Wars, Russia came in and supported them, and ever since
Yeah,
then,
because
each country
US
has held a high
supported
position of
Pakistan.
respect for the other, especially as global superpowers. Bhutan and India signed a treaty of friendship almost immediately after independence. The two countries
Maybe.
shared
I'm not sure
interests in
though.
the currency-pegged system as
Don't
well.
cut me
Bhutan
down.
even supported the annexation of their cousins in the Sikkim state into India, as it gave a nice buffer
Bhutan.
of land from China's stake to their claim. In conclusion, you will not find anywhere else on Earth like India. Thousands and millions of people inhabiting a colorful, majestic, green, slightly gritty at times slab of Earth, blessed and cursed in so many ways, yet wonderfully
Wonderful
harmonized,
harmonized.
mostly in a unity unlike anywhere else. In the end, that's India.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Indonesia is coming up next.
Alright guys, so that's our reaction for Geography Now India. That was like a lot of information that we gathered from the video, though I still think that there's still a lot of things that we still need to know about the country, as what we need to know about other countries as well. As someone who is interested in traveling, and as someone who is interested in geography, like my hobby guys is actually like going into maps, Google Maps, playing my lo-fi music in the background, and just using Google Street View on every country that has a Google Street View, checking like, things that I there in Google Street View. Like, I don't know if that's weird, but that's what I like to do sometimes because I'm really interested in travel. I love watching travel vlogs. I love watching, but not just travel vlogs showing the beauty of things and things like that. I want to know more about a country and I want to discover more about India. So if you have any things that you want to share on the comments about India, things that I might have said, or if I've said something wrong, if I've have a different impression on something that you want me to know that what it really is, then please drop them in the comments to let me know. I'm more than happy to read them and converse with you on the comments. You can also follow me in my social media. That's King Marklyn on Twitter, Instagram, and on TikTok. You can send me a message. Follow me there. Send me a message. Let's talk if you want to. Let's be friends, people. So I think that's it for this video. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, hangtod sa sunod natong pagkita. Amping lang kanunay. Bye.